Okay, so we're going here, and this is Neal Brown, and we're at Stella, and he's plating, or bowling. These are little bowls that, I'm Ryan Van Hoy, I'm a potter, and Neal's a chef.
Try this.
What are these that were?
Amazake.
Amazake. It's a pickled vegetable.
Lacto fermented. These are. What are these? I can't remember what these are. Spring onions, maybe?
Spring onions, yeah.
We didn't label it because it was a test.
So, I think what the potters want to know and what the people want to know is, what do chefs think about when they're plating, like the relationship between the food and the dishes. And then something I've been thinking about is, what do chefs think about this idea of handmade or local dishes or custom dishes? Because you could go to a factory and have them custom make something for you. It could be a local factory, and you could get to know those people that designed it. But you've chosen to work with a local potter, me, Ryan, and how did we...
A Van Hoy pottery.
A Van Hoy pottery, yeah. And so, how did we meet, and how is this process playing out?
Yeah, so, the reality of it is that chefs like craftsmen, right?
Mm-hmm.
We like people that do things with their hands. We respect people that do a lot of the same things that we kind of do.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're into. And but specifically for me, what really spurred the conversation between you and I think, is that the Japanese aesthetic. And I just touched my nose. Sorry. The Japanese aesthetic specifically, the whole principle of wabi-sabi, right? Mm-hmm. Is this sort of perfection to imperfection, is really attractive because it's sort of like this anticipated sort of. You're not anticipating this sense of perfection that you can get out of these pieces of tableware from a factory, right? It's those imperfections that really sort of make you go, this imperfection is what makes this precious, right? And so that's really attractive because that to us is it's how we work too. It's how chefs work, in the Japanese aesthetic. So it just made so much sense for us to sort of go down the path of using these handcrafted stuff.
You've made reference to the idea within chefs where they say, oh, well, I'm being rustic, and what's refined rusticity and what's not cool rusticity, you're being sloppy in your craft. And that's something I think potters struggle with the idea of wabi-sabi as well, is I'm trying to be perfect, or like Thomas Keller said, when you realize that perfection is unattainable, you realize that it's about making people happy. I think there was a quote that said something to that effect.
Yeah.
And so I guess you realize over time that you can get so close, but it's always kind of elusive. It's always
perfection is elusive.
Yeah.
It's unattainable. He's right. And so I think when you,
it's like you're celebrating the beauty of being human because it's like a core aspect of what it is to be human, to be imperfect.
Yeah, totally. Vulnerability is part of sort of the process of cooking, right? To say this is beautiful the way it is, right? And that maybe I'm not necessarily, maybe I'm not a necessary part so much as I thought I was, right? Maybe I'm not needed in this process as much as I am.
Right.
And just, I think there's a little bit of, and I'm losing the word here, but where you're relinquishing control, where you're kind of,
there's a larger force at play that you're tying yourself into. Yeah.
With Japanese food, specifically.
Tradition.
I wrote a great quote recently that said, and this was specifically addressing kaiseki. It said, with kaiseki, you want to take the simple and make it complex, and take the complex and make it simple. And I think that actually speaks a lot broader than just kaiseki. I think that speaks to kind of Japanese aesthetic, is to take something that's very simple and go, how can we really drill down into the components of this and make it special, make it really, really exceptional. And then to take something that's very complex and break all those components down and go, how can we simplify this? And in turn make it better. Right? So,
Nice.
yep. I gotta go get some shochu.